Okay, so hello and welcome to this video tutorial for E411 Statics and Dynamics of Simple Mechanisms. So we have this problem here. It states traveling with an initial speed of 70 kilometers an hour, a car accelerates at 6,000 kilometers per hour squared along a straight road. How long will it take to reach a speed of 120 kilometers an hour? Also, through what distance does the car travel during this time? So this is a relatively simple problem. All we really need to do for this problem is refer to these kinematic equations or formulae that I trust that you guys are familiar with already. So we could state what we already know. What we already know is that the initial velocity, or u, is equal to 70 kilometers an hour. I'm just going to not bother writing out the units here because the units are consistent. That it has a final velocity of 120, that it has an acceleration of 6,000, and it's asking for the time. Firstly, so let's say t is equal to x, since it's unknown. Now, looking at what we know and what we're looking for, we could have a look at these equations we have here. We're looking for an equation that contains u, v, a, and t, and nothing else, right? And the only real option here is equation 1. So v is equal to u plus a t, and we're looking for time, so let's make time the subject to the equation here. So I'm going to do 2 steps in one here. I'm going to subtract u from both sides, and I'm going to divide both sides by a, which gives me t. Now when I substitute my values in, I find that t is equal to 120 minus 70 all over 6,000. And I know when I put that in my calculator, that gives me 1 over 120 hours. For convenience, if I told you it takes one in 120 hours, that doesn't really communicate very well. So let's convert the unit here. 1 in 120 hours times, what am I doing? Times 3,600 seconds per hour. Notice that the units cancel, right? The hours cancel there, and that gives me 30 seconds. So it takes 30 seconds to accelerate from 70 kilometers an hour to 120 kilometers an hour, which sounds about right. If you've ever driven a car before, or even rode in a car before, that feels about right. It's also asking through what distance does the car travel. We have a value for t now. We still have these values for u, v, and a. We're looking for distance traveled. Okay, so we're looking for s. So really, we can pick any equation we like here from 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? We have all the values that we need. Let's just pick the simplest one that kind of strikes out, and that's probably this equation 4 here, this s equals v plus u over 2t. So let's make some room for this. Let's just put that down there. Okay, so s equals v plus u over 2t. Therefore, s equals 120 plus 70 all over 2 times 1 over 120, since that's the time in hours. And that gives us 0.792 kilometers. I could also just describe that as 792 meters. Okay, awesome. So those are our solutions. If you have any questions or thoughts about that problem, feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching.